Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Crash Bandicoot 3, it is? Yes, it should be 3. And we're going to be taking on the rest of the levels in the first world, I guess you can consider that. There are actually two, I forgot, there are two Coco levels. Hang on one second everybody. There is one thing about the Coco levels I just don't kind of like. It's the fact that there's one Coco level I hate admirably. And sorry about the vibrations, everything like that. It's called Hot Cocoa, which we're gonna get to later. I mean, I don't mean to spoil it. I mean, come on, guys, this game's old as hell, and you think I'm gonna be spoiling that? There are games I don't spoil sometimes, but then this game is like, oh, what the hell? It's Crash Bandicoot. We all know what Crash Bandicoot is. Admittedly, Crash Bandicoot has to be one of my favorites. Favorite game series, it definitely is. Along with Bioshock and Spyro and stuff like that. Although Spyro the Dragon, series-wise, didn't really cut that much for me. But it sure did for Spyro the Dragon 1. Now, admittedly, if, Spyro the Dragon was just Spyro the Dragon 1, there was only the first one and what have you, then it probably wouldn't be super good on its own. Admittedly, the way I look at it, I don't know, I guess I'm just too stubborn to change opinions. I'm too stubborn to realize what's good and bad about a game. Like, with all the nostalgia and stuff like that, it's like, I want the first one to be, it's classic, it's much better. When I played DMC, okay, when I first saw it, I was listening to everybody like an idiot, saying, because, everybody was everybody was going off about, like, oh, the new DMC, Devil May Cry is not DMC 5. Which it's not. It's a reboot. I get that. And then, it's like, oh, Dante's hair is so stupid. He's such an emo punk. Yeah, he looks like an emo punk, but come on. And then I played it, and my whole... At first, when I first saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, this game looks pretty cool, It looks like it's actually going to be kind of a psychological... something about maybe Dante's past or something like that. Maybe he was a kid or something, and then it turns out like that's actually Dante now, and I'm like, oh, that's Dante now. Okay, and then I finally got around to playing the game. That's why I hate Coco missions, I swear to God. Freaking scary shit. Then I got to I bought the game, a long time, a while back, actually. A long time ago. I bought it, and then I'm like, oh, this game's actually really good. This is actually probably one of the more better gameplay-wise. Because it makes more sense to play, which I'm tempted to play right about now, too. I'm going to probably after this episode. I'm going to probably just do like a 2-episode thing on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like, what I'm supposed to be on my weekend days, stuff like that. I'll probably just end up doing that. I think I might want to turn off that vibration controller. Oh, yes we did, okay. Well, anyway, DMC... It's not my 4. 4 was my favorite. I'm tempted to actually go buy that sometime. My cousin has it, because, he got it. But that was the first Devil May Cry I actually got into. I knew what Devil May Cry was, admittedly, yes. But I didn't really want to play them because it was too much of a God of War fanboy. You could consider that. I liked God of War too much, to even consider even playing where God of War technically originated from, which was Devil May Cry, but Devil May Cry probably came from something else too. I don't know. But, the new DMC, I'm going to call it DMC, not Devil May Cry, I'm just going to call it DMC. I thought it was good, okay? I wanted to do it, but I got copyrighted, so I'm not going to do it for a while. But anyway, we're now going to be taking on... I don't remember if I told you guys about this or not. Oops. This is Tiny. And in the second one, his name was Taz. I don't remember if I showed anybody that or if anybody realized that or not, but in this game, his name is Tiny. And yeah, I think there is actually a way where you could avoid pretty much all these lions and stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that. Tiny is basically a tiger, I think. Tiny Tiger, which makes sense. One thing for sure is Crash of the Titans Tiny is a little bit different. Admittedly, Crash of the Titans had a little bit of humor that I liked in it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, Crash of the Titans humor was okay, but the game itself was a little mediocre. Okay, it's a little average. On the beat 'em up style is nice. It was a game of its own, but the whole having to use Titans mainly, which made me angry. You know, I don't know how to. Oh, I can do that. But I'm using the Titans mainly as your main conjunction for beating the crap out of everything. Really made me mad. But anyway, basically, I think we're in like a Roman or I know we're in a Coliseum. I can easily tell that. Would it be a Roman Coliseum? I can't tell. But obviously the helmet would probably give that away. But I'm not really good with old stuff. Oh, but you play God of War, you know what Greek stuff's like, don't you? I'm not gonna be like a douchebag and say that. No. At the beginning, yeah. If you asked me back then, yeah. But anyway, I should explain that. We got a power-up ability, which I don't remember what it was. I think it was the power flop, if I'm not mistaken at all. Basically, in this game, this is why Crash Bandicoot 3 is the more definitive of the three because of power-ups and stuff like that. This is where power-ups were first introduced. And yes, we have the ability to do a Grand Slam, which I like to call Power to the Flop. It's a little club I'm starting for anybody who wants to join. Basically, it's a free admission. All we do is we praise the flop because it's completely useless in Crash Bandicoot games. It really is. The only reason you use it is so that you can destroy objects at a farther distance. And you can destroy more. Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about that. Funny thing is, when I first saw that, I laughed my ass off from how funny that was. You know, because it's been a long time since I played Crash 3. Okay, I'm going off from back then. Like, I've had this game for a long time, just... There was a time in my life, like my teenage years, where I didn't play Crash at all, unless it was Wrath of Cortex, which is the one we had left. Until we bought it on the PS3 and stuff like that. And, you know, when I saw that again, or when I saw that at least, probably my first time, I thought it was hilarious. But now it's kind of just grown on me where it's silly. And one thing about Crash Bandicoot is it's silly. It's all just silly humor, and I like it. Naughty Dog humor at its best. Naughty Dog can be funny. They have a lot of good humor, too. And I like that, too. I like serious games with, you know, humor in it. Especially with, like, my, you know, shows that I watch. I call them shows because if I call them anything else, people call me an instant fag. So I'm just gonna, you know, keep that a bit small, I guess. I don't know what that word has anything to do with anything, but oh well. But yeah, that wasn't Toad Village was not the last of the medievals. It's just right now it's another okay one. I think this is like a wizard one or whatever. But anyway, I have not explained this. There's two things about this game. Another thing is about the crates. The Whoopin' Fruit still does drop from it. Why do I say all the time? You still get an Aku Aku mask instantly, which came in 2, and the first one sucked because of it. You know, where you're breaking Aku bots and, you know, the mask falls. And I like 2 where it actually just picks it up right then and there. In this game, it does the same thing for lives and Aku Aku masks. So now, instead of just getting Aku Aku masks, you know, the best way possible, you can get lives too. Because usually, like, I hit like a life box. Oops. I'd hit like a life box, and then completely even forget about getting a life or something. Usually I just leave them behind. But now it's like, I hit the life box, I'll go ahead and go and get over it. And of course, just like usual, if you die in a bonus stage, you lose your Aku Aku masks, which makes a lot of sense. But I kind of wish that they didn't do that. I kind of wish that you would keep your masks. For anybody who's new to Crash Bandicoot, screw you, because I'm not going to explain everything. Don't ask me to explain how this game setup works. If you've not seen my Crash Bandicoot 2 Let's Play, or the first one, you're missing out on something. No, damn it, I did it again. It's like I have a habit of, like, I see them and I just want to break them. You know, we'll do it one more time and then I'll figure it out. I don't know what's with me today. I'm just Oh yeah, but we're in the second world. I don't know if I explained that to anybody. But back on the whole like world business is when I was saying like it's a time travel based thing. Like the first world is basically a medieval-ish, I guess you could say. I don't really know how to explain that. I think it's medieval, though a lot of people say it's something else, but I can't. Renaissance, that's what it was. A lot of people say it's a Renaissance because of the Toad Village and stuff like that. I don't know. I can't really tell you what I think it is. I've just called it the medieval, all this time. I think medieval probably is this one. I have no idea. Once we warp out of here, we'll find out. 100 boxes. That's a lot of boxes. That's a lot of fish. No, I'm kidding. Didn't we just notice that they just... Okay, maybe... I looked away for a minute. And I saw this nitro card and a frog. Nitro crate. And then a frog, and then all of a sudden I looked back and they're gone. Anybody else notice that thing kind of disappeared? Also, another thing about this game, I think they still kept the idea of bonus stages being not accessible after beating it once. So you don't have to ever go back. Yep. You don't ever have to go back through the same bonus stage again just to go back to a checkpoint, which is all nice and dandy. Thank God. The thing about Crash Bandicoot 1 though is it had its fair share of I can't think of it. It had its fair share of checkpoints. The only problem was you had to break all the boxes at once to beat it, and that's what made me mad about that game. Particularly, that's probably kind of a blind hatred towards it, but I don't really care. What world? I don't know. I always used to think this is like a Chinese thing. I have no idea what I thought it was. Like Persian, possibly? Egyptian? No, Persian would it be? This is Persian Nights, right? No, I don't know. Who cares? This is something. Egyptian is. Later. Spoilers! Man, we're gonna go ahead and head through one more world and get this over with. Okay. These are decent levels. Design and gameplay-wise. They can tend to be a little bit irritating at times, but you'll get used to them. I don't know why I'm saying like you guys will get used to them when I'm supposed to be the one getting used to it. I'm supposed to be the one sucking it up and just getting over it. But for anybody who's played like the further Crash Bandicoots, like say Huge Adventure or stuff like that, you'll notice you'll notice these levels right off the bat. And a lot of the newer, the games after this, the ones that were not created by Naughty Dog, for some reason a lot of companies that made like offspring versions of this game, offset versions of this game, seem to like a lot of the levels. They used the same kind of concept for levels. It's like they couldn't think of their own. And I'm going to give Naughty Dog credit for that, because they actually thought of their own stuff. They thought of their own levels and crap. Yeah, they have their basic cliche, like ice, water, elemental levels and stuff like that. And there were other companies that would make their own. I mean, yeah, they had to make their own design levels too, but... No, not design, their own... God damn, I just cannot think of what I want to say. It's like, I know what I wanted to say, but I don't want to say it because I don't know how to say it. They would make their own levels the way they made them, but the design, was the same as like Naughty Dog would make it. Like they would use Persian ideas and stuff like that, and Egyptian levels and stuff. But they would have it to where they was designed as their own, not be the same exact level as the previous ones. This is what I'm trying to get at, but I can't seem to ever figure out how to get at it. God damn. Funny how I get like through 4 levels on the last world in like one video, and then this video it's like, nope, I'm trying to get through like 2 of them. I guess I'm just getting better and better at this game. And about those guys, the funny thing is, whenever they technically kill you, or they finish you off, basically, I think they cut off your pants or whatever, and that's about it. It's something silly, and I like the silliness of this game. I really do. And Spyro the Dragon, you know, I like the silliness of Spyro as well. That's kind of why I like the PlayStation 1 platformers, is they have a lot more silliness to them. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end off this episode here. This was an okay episode. We're getting farther and farther in this game, and I'm going really fast with it, too. I feel like this is not taking any time at all. Look, I'm already like 7 levels in, out of like 20 or 25. Oh, but believe me, there's going to be some hard levels. Eventually, the next level should be... Anyway, guys, I'm going to see you all next time. When we take on Hog Ride. Take care, everybody.